Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. This is your girl, Mommy So True. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, my lovely subscribers. So good to see you here today. Thank you for joining me and watching this video. If you're new here, it's so nice to know that you are here, a part of this community of thrivers. We're rising out and we have survived narcissists. And if you are surviving the narcissist, this is also a good community for you. We're helping each other move forward, heal, and stay on that thriving course. It's not the easiest thing to go through when you've been abused by a narcissist. So this community is formulated to help you know that you're not alone. And if you need coaching sessions, I am a certified life coach. I'd love the opportunity to work with you if you need support on your recovery, on this healing journey. Today's video is entitled, When You Realize You Are Never Going Back to the Narcissist. When you realize, because this is all about you now. No matter what phase of this narcissistic cycle you're a part of, you're attached to, if it's still a trauma bond there, you've maybe there's not a trauma bond and you've gotten away. This is vital for you as a survivor, as a thriver, as someone who's been victimized by the narcissist. There does come a point in the recovery, on the healing journey, where your eyes become fully open. And this really cannot be done unless you have gotten away from the relationship, gotten away from this manipulationship with this narcissist in your life. When you sit back, when you go no contact, when you disconnect, detach, and sit back and just watch, look back, think back, and maybe even start really listening to these narcissists, you realize that you had been blinded from the beginning. And as time goes on, while you're on the recovery journey, you start to have moments of reality checks, moments of, oh my God, what did I see in this person? What was I thinking? How did I even find them attractive? Because along the recovery journey, you start to see them different. This person is not as attractive as you thought they were. You start to really calculate that there was really not a whole lot to love. You start to really pay attention to the fact that in the beginning, you were blind to so much because this person demonically threw a wool over your eyes. When you start to realize that the narcissist will never come back, this is when you know there is ultimate victory on your end of what you just went through. This is when you know that you are no longer in denial and you are finally choosing yourself. You finally see that I am number one, number two, and number three on the list of priorities. I come first and my self-love is very important. I know that I did love myself before the narcissist, but I need to take it even more serious now because they took me for a fool. They played me for the fool that I'm not. If you suffer with issues of codependency, please know that codependency is not healthy. Codependency is a trauma response. Codependency is the reason why you heard voices telling you that this person loved you when they didn't. Codependency is the reason why some people are very seriously trauma bonded to a narcissist and can't figure out why they can't shake it off. They can't figure out why they still want to call this person, why they're still missing this person 5, 6, 7 months down the road after a discard, even though the bad outweighs the good. Because this person has been trauma bonded through codependent ways. And when you realize you'll never go back to the narcissist, you realize some of your own tendencies, some of your own issues. Codependency may be one of them. You may have a tendency to want to hang on to love because you never had it. you were restricted and neglected from being loved as a child. So maybe there's a void for you there, and the narcissist was able to come in and play with you and add you to their false narrative. But the false narrative eventually wakes even the most codependent individual up, because you get tired of giving. You get tired of putting in your all. You get tired of babysitting this childlike adult that keeps trying to tell you they're grown, but they act like a freaking kid. You get tired of having to tippy-toe around them, walk on eggshells to avoid temper tantrums every day. You start to look in the mirror. You start to look at yourself. You start to work on yourself. And this is when you start to slowly realize the narcissist can never come back. They do not align with who you are. The core elements of your character is completely opposite from them. Even if you have your own, issues. Even if you are a little insecure, even if you are low on the spectrum of self-esteem, even if you've had your own trauma and that's why you're codependent. Eventually, the type of chaos, the turmoil that you will go through and experience, the demonic spirit that's going to keep showing itself in front of you and manifest through the life of this manipulationship you have with the narcissist, you're going to want to run. You're going to want to run. And when you start thinking, I gotta run, I want to run, I need to run, I gotta leave, I want to leave, I need to leave, I don't want to be here, this doesn't feel good. Your prayers start going from God, help my relationship, fix my marriage, to God, I don't want this love anymore. You realize the narcissist will never go back because your prayers even changed. You've redirected the way that you're speaking to God about the situation because you no longer want no parts. I'm tired. I'm done. Enough is enough. I've taken this for far too long. And I am starting to realize this person can never come back into my life. They can never be around my space because they drain me entirely. You start to realize the narcissist will never come back when you love the peace of being without them. Being around them pulls you in so many directions that you literally feel weak. Your health deteriorates. You don't even see your own beauty within or outwardly. They drain you for all of the unnecessary arguments. You having to constantly prove yourself and that your love is enough is draining. They drain you so much you don't even want to get up and go to work and make your own money. Maybe the money you're going to make, you got to come back home and argue with them about it because you're the one paying all the bills. and they're choosing not to help out. And they probably have money, but they're selfish. Eventually, their selfish ways, their deceptive ways, the lies to keep you entangled with their trauma bond. Eventually, you get grossed out. Eventually, you get tired of it and you don't want it. Eventually, all you see in the narcissist is the devil inside of the narcissist. And you start to really realize this thing can never come back around me. This thing can never be my lover, my friend, my mother, my father. I don't even want you to parent me because as a scapegoat, I've been parenting you. If you grew up with narcissistic parents, you're probably exhausted mentally and spiritually before you went into a narcissistic relationship because you've been parenting your own parents your whole life. And that's why you found yourself parenting the narcissist. When you start to cut yourself off from doing things like parenting them, trying to rescue them out of every situation, putting your feelings aside to try to inspire them, motivate them, force them to communicate their feelings when they don't want to, when it's necessary for your relationship. You get tired. It's flabbergasting to watch someone grown constantly need your sense of direction and guidance. Constantly need for you to remind them that they are not treating you with human decency. You start to realize this person gotta go. They gotta stay gone. Or I'm gonna go and I am going to stay gone. Because eventually this narcissistic cycle of being love bombed, devalued, and discarded, love bombed, devalued, and discarded gets tiring. Eventually dealing with someone who you cannot rationally come to resolutions with. It's always your fault or everybody else's fault. It's never them. And to avoid accountability, they're going to feed you more lies. They're going to find more lies, or they're going to plot and play you and run off with someone else. This is too much to deal with, too much to cope with. And eventually, nobody wants to be with someone like that. Eventually, you don't want to die with this person. Once upon a time, you thought you did because you believed you met somebody who was finishing your sentences. You thought you met the love of your life because y'all shared so many things in common. But then you found out that all of it was fake. They pretended to like things you liked. They pretended to like you and never did like you, because as the relationship went on, you start to feel it, you start to see it, and you start to hear it because they start to tell you how much they don't want you, how much they're ready to move on, how much they no longer feel like you got their back, how much you no longer turn them on. They're so narcissistic. It's all a game. And it's all about making sure that once they get a whiff that you're getting tired of the relationship, they need to beat you to the punch and try to break up with you. That's where the discard and the new supply BS comes in at. Because you're dealing with a coward. And every time they have to face the wrong that they're doing, they have to face the lies they've been caught up in. Every time they have to face the fact that they are not as real as they claim they are, they find a way to leave. They find a way to bring up your issues, your flaws, your past. They all of a sudden have found somebody new. And y'all only been separated for 2 days. Now they talking about how they found somebody, they in love with somebody new. Being with these people is entirely draining, entirely exhausting. And as much as they play games with everyone's life, eventually they play their self, because they force people to wake up to the true person behind the mask of who they are. Behind that mask is an ultimate deceiver, a master manipulator, anyone who's willing to lie at any cost, because they're being controlled by the devil. The narcissist is the easiest tool for the devil to go around and ruin people. Sad and unfortunate, but true. Too bad the devil is so stupid. The devil does not know that most of the people that he keeps assigning are real ones, are chosen ones, are people who really have empathy and actually carry wisdom. Behind being so empathetic and so caring and loving, there is wisdom there. That is why eventually we all drop the narcissist like a bad habit. We actually do more discarding of the narcissist than they discard their victims, because most victims have a brain and they start to wake up and see that they're being duped, they're being tricked, they're being lied to and set up, and that they only ignored red flags because they were deceived. The narcissist is nothing but the devil's advocate. And any real chosen vessel will eventually always sniff them out. Sniff them out. And most survivors end up ripping the narcissistic mask off. And it ends up terrifying the narcissist. Because we muster up strength to run, get away. We'll change our name. We'll move across countries if we have to. And it shocks them because we're typically the ones who they never expect that from, because we were so down, so loyal, so true, always fighting, always begging for them to stay. Don't go. Let's pray. Let's work on it. Let's go to therapy because I care about you so deeply. I want it to work. But as a real one, a narcissist can only fool you for so long. You start to pay attention to the fact that those deep conversations y'all had, they weren't even truthful. They might have had little moments where they admitted issues, talked about their trauma briefly here and there, but they don't even want to talk about their childhood. They don't want to talk about their past. They don't want to get into the nitty gritty because you're going to be revealed what's in front of you. That's why they deceive. That's why they create a false sense of self and a false narrative. That's why every relationship is fake and manipulated, because they don't want no one to know that behind what you fell in love with is someone that is being controlled by the devil. And that's the work of the devil. The devil works on deception. It's the devil's job to make you think that you met this person who loves you, but it's just a little messed up. It's the devil's job to make you think that you met the love of your life. They fine. They say all the right things. Man, narcissists know how to talk. Especially when they want you real bad. They will talk your drawers off and they will talk your heart out of your chest. They some talkers. If you agree, like the video, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. They are some talkers. They know how to get what they want when they want it. They're very good at what they do. They're very determined to achieve goals that's going to bring their own selfish benefits their way. So to hurt you, to plot against you, to lie to you, to constantly manipulate you, to constantly gaslight you, makes them feel good, makes them feel like a winner. And once you catch on to it and you start doing things different, you start withholding sex, you start giving silent treatment, you start giving them doses of their own medicine, they will run. They will run and they will hate you. And they will also try to falsely act like they love you and want to keep you, because that's the devil working to keep you in the trauma bond. When you realize the narcissist will never come back, you are the champion. You've won this narcissistic game that they've been playing with your life. That means that you have accepted what's in front of you. You've accepted that the devil is working in your life, and you're accepting that you're going to fight against it no matter what it takes. The determination is so real for you when you realize the narcissist will never and can never come back, that you are so determined to block them, change your number, move away, and at any cost, avoid all contact with them. Treat them like they just fell off the face of the earth, or better yet, like you fell off the face of the earth. Ghost them. This is when you know they'll never come back. For what? You don't want them. You don't need them. You see right through them. They can never come back, no matter what they try, no matter what they say, no matter how it all went down, no matter how much pain you endured. They can never come back. It's over with. Your eyes are so wide open. It's over with. How are you going to come back? Good luck, Chuck. Because dealing with a real one, I gave you real love. And once I accepted that That was not being reciprocated. The game had to change. My mind had to change. My thoughts had to change. My heart had to start detoxing the narcissist. And that is why once you realize the narcissist can never come back and will never come back, you sit back and literally watch them make a fool out of themselves. You notice what a fool they've always been. The devil enjoys making the narcissist look goofy. The devil has fun watching a narcissist destroy their own self. The devil does. And once you realize the narcissist will never come back because they can't, you accept the fact that this person is not just ill. They're being demonically controlled, and you didn't just abandon them. You had to leave to save your own soul, because that's what you're not going to do. You're not going to sit there and allow the devil to drag you down into hell with him. Because if you've been through any experience with a narcissist, one thing you do know is that this experience is complete hell. Hell on earth is what you went through. These people know exactly what they're doing. They have discernment. They discern that you have light, and they only target to dim that light. They discern and pay attention to how empathetic you are so that they can recruit you. Everyone that a narcissist deals with is just an object that's been recruited. An object that's been recruited for whatever they have to offer that the narcissist needs and can benefit from. And once they no longer need you, they treat you like complete trash. And for many survivors, many victims, this is your wake-up call when they start to treat you like trash. When they start to devalue all the things that they're supposed to love about you, it just does not make sense. So you look deeper. Then you discover there's a word that describes who you've been dealing with. You're a narcissist. That means you're demonically influenced. That means that's why I feel like I've been laying next to the devil this whole entire marriage. So let me go ahead and plan an escape. I'm a pray, but I'm a plan an escape because I got to get out of here. This is not godly. This is not what God wants for me. And now it makes sense why I've never been happy with this narcissist. This narcissistic parent can't give me the love I'm looking for. I realize they can never really be in my life. I choose me. I'm walking away. I'm building a different life for me and my family. This is how you think as a survivor of narcissistic abuse. When you realize these narcissistic ducks cannot come back in your world. They tried it. They've had enough fun with you. They've caused enough damage. But when you wake up, you wake up. There ain't no more going to sleep. So good luck, Charlie. Good luck trying to come back on my territory. I'm the type of survivor who is going to constantly and always shut you down, shut you out, ignore you, and act like you're completely dead. You don't exist to me no more. No more. And for so many of you, this may be the antidote to dissolve a trauma bond or to really just disconnect and get away from this narcissist. You have to speak to yourself like this and really accept the harsh truth about this entity. To my survivors and my thrivers out there who are pushing forward and moving forward and can resonate because you realize this narcissist will never come back. They can never come back. Not in your life. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment, like the video. And thank you so much for watching today's video, y'all. It was a pleasure to stop in and check in with you. Stay true, stay blessed, and keep thriving. Until next time, you guys, goodbye.